okay. Off your mic is okay. She off your mic. What is the sound?
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, this one not the off in mind, my ego don't come, and in the touchlight every corner, my ego don't come. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, this one not the off in mind, my ego don't come, person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. My yegun don't come. My people make you shout. My yegun don't come. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego la wamo, la moto do, my ego diary, my ego number one. My ego la wamo, la moto do, my ego diary, my ego number one. My ego today.
Morning to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í tó níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe àní Máyégún máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún dáyàrí pòlítíkò. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún dáyàrí.
Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. I have some beautiful information for you. All of my brothers and sisters, the Yoruba brothers and sisters all over the world, home and abroad. Again, this broadcast tonight is going to be a follow-up to the one we did last night. Therefore, it is also going to be mixed, Yoruba and English. It is very, very crucial, this period, and I will explain a little bit to you, my friends who are non-Yoruba language speakers. We are at a very, very crucial time in Nigeria as we speak. And we have realized that the situation has gone beyond complaining and then maybe lobbying and pressuring in a way that we are expecting others to make that reversal to this dwindling fortune of Yoruba people in Yoruba land in Nigeria of today. As much as many people are still living in denial, especially the one Nigerianists, as we call them, they are living in denial, hoping that maybe, just maybe, something is going to happen that is going to change everything. Many of us are not open on that anymore. We are beginning to act in a way that has never been seen before. And that is why many people actually see us as dreamers. And this time, the people I want to indeed get really involved, the people that I actually wanted to know that this is no longer a joke, those many of us like myself, Yorubas, from the western part of Nigeria. Our politicians have become a part of the system to keep us kind of stagnant as we are, developmentally and otherwise. So many of us who are in the diaspora, yeah, have been footing the bills, sort of shouldering the bills of our people back in that Nigeria as their politicians continue to loot them, shamelessly and pretty much like, without any remorse. So many of us, the responsibility is falling on many of us, and we want to take it a bit further to cut down this hemorrhage. Therefore, my message is mostly tonight is going to be for the Yoruba people, my people from the western part of Nigeria, because of the content of what I'm about to share with them. And like I said, you are welcome to read the comment to start with. And at the same time, you too can possibly maybe call in and then make a bit of a contribution or ask questions. As tonight is going to be all about that, by the way. So as a follow-up to what we had the last night, I spoke with my team, by the way, and then we came up with something I want to share with you. In the next few weeks, okay, we are going to go real public with all of these plans that we have, and it is always better to let every one of us know where are you going to get involved in this, how and where do you think you'll be much useful. In the last 3 months, let's start from that. In the last 3 months, I have been in touch, or let me say, so many people have been in touch with me, genuinely. Yorubas who are indeed interested in, number one, the safety, the security in Yoruba land. There are those who are interested in the people, developing the people, and the rest of that. There are those who are interested in humanitarian gesture towards our people. And for those who are interested in security, who have offered their expertise, even to the politicians in Yoruba land, those ones who are in government in Yoruba land, I am talking about those who have offered their expertise right from here in the UK, from the US, and also in Canada. There are 3 people who have been in touch, Yorubas, who are so passionate, and they are sad that our people are trapped in what is befalling Nigeria today. And it's pretty much like we are powerless or helpless. So they feel so agitated. Now, finding what we are doing, which we called initially the Yoruba Rescue Fund, I have a proposal on that today. I am going to be proposing that we change the full name of what we are about to do to Yoruba Rescue Team in a way that you can call yourself a member when it goes public and it goes live. Once you join, you can say, I am a member of the Yoruba Rescue Team. Now, we would no longer want to make the focal point of our own mission to be fund, because it's bigger than fund. That is where you come in. In the next couple of weeks, we are going to launch this. It's going to go public, live. And we are targeting, registering at least, when that happens, right, at least 1,000 eligible Yoruba sons and daughters all over the world who is interested in this movement, call it that. Now, once you join and you become a member, then at that point, you can also take it further. Where can you be active in all of this? It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you are living. It doesn't really matter your class or whatever other thing that kind of make you feel like I don't fit in. You are going to fit in. And this is how. By the time we go public, the first 24 hours will give you the opportunity to join. Now, when you join, your particular job at first is to possibly tell others too. I mean, if you find it much interesting to be part of it, why would you tell others? That's how to grow that, right? We'll do that part when we get to that. Then the other part of it is where you can then volunteer. How? Our project involves you as a Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman, young or old. Once you are, agile enough to do the runnings, right? We want representatives in every city of the world. Every city, wherever you are living right now, you will become, the moment you take the volunteering application, if you apply to, the moment you volunteer to be a representative, you will be known as a Yoruba ambassador in your city. Now, your job is to make sure that all the Yorubas in that your city, it doesn't matter where they come from in Yoruba land. It doesn't matter the religion or the belief. It doesn't matter their class or what have you. It will become your job to build this Yoruba rescue team in your city. Now, to keep record of that, we believe that the first 2 weeks, we want to cover more than 200 cities. I'm not talking about just 200 countries. I'm not 200 countries now. I'm talking about the first 2 weeks of our launch. We want to see you who is part of this to take up that role. Once you take up that role, we are looking at 200 cities in the first 2 weeks and 400 in the first 4 weeks. Now, when you do that, what you have to build around you in that area as a coordinator is to help us build, number one, the membership base. Number two, the collection base for all our charity collections, because that is also part of our program. We said something about helping the people back home. There are things that we have to get back in Yoruba land to help our people. There are things that you and I have to contribute, and we have to send them back. Listen, you don't worry how those things are going to be processed and sent back. That is why we are looking for those ambassadors. Now, your job is to be and create collection points for all of this support in your city. That means when you grow the team, you add other people to yourselves. The mandate is one. It is voluntary. Nobody is going to get paid for it. Do you understand? You are not getting paid for doing that. At some point, your logistics will be covered. That is why we call it a fund. So you as a Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman. Now, as I'm saying all of this, I bet you are beginning to picture where you are going to. You don't worry about how are you going to join. All of that is being taken care of right now. The moment we go public and you join, you signed up, that moment you can volunteer. Now we can have more than one volunteer, more than 2, more than 10 in a single city. It is in fact a good thing for us. If all of you in Chicago, for example, and we are seeing about 40 volunteers in Chicago alone, there is no pressure. That means we have found people who genuinely want to work for Yoruba Nation. So how about calling a meeting and meeting together and start the Chicago branch? Same thing with our people in Malaysia, our people in Dubai. Now, this is your project. That is the point. You have to create the presence And you are no longer going to be asking, what are we doing? What are we going to do? Now, what we are going to be doing, the power of what we are going to be doing will be coming from what you are doing. Now, that is the concept. That is the template. Now, how fast this growth happen is how real this whole thing will become. Now, as I'm saying this right now, the moment you sign up, you are going to see that button pop up. Volunteer here. Where you are going to sign up for volunteering, that is where you are going to tell us where you are. That is where you're going to tell us probably what you do. And then at the time you are going to have for us. The questionnaire for it is short and easily answerable for those who want to be part of that. Now, this is how we are going to generate our organic members in weeks. If this succeeds, in 1 month, we can grow our membership base of this Yoruba rescue team all over the world. We can grow it for more than 10,000. Now, remember, if we now have our volunteers who have created all the collection points all over the world, then we are also going to need the services of many of you Yorubas. Should be many of you are living abroad. Abi? And you are also doing what you call clearing and forwarding, freight business. You are collecting luggages from your fellow Yorubas abroad. You are sending them back to Nigeria. Is that not your job? Then you are going to partner with us. Also, when we go public, there's something we are going to call partnership. That partnership is where you, the professionals, importers, exporters, processors, freight and forwarders, whoever you are, this is where you are going to join us. Because wherever you are all over these cities, you are going to help us do all the collection. We don't have to pay FedEx. We don't have to pay this. We don't have to pay that. You will do that job. And all the logistics to make that happen, you will develop them. That is what we call partnership in this process. Now, that's where you come in as a professional. How we are going to work that out and make that happen, that is going to be between us and the teams we are going to put together all over the world. It's not done, no. On this project that we have been talking about of how we indeed want to really get really involved with our people to make the message of Yoruba nation easy to sell, easy to buy, easy to move around, easy, so seamless for you to do. And guess what? The reason why it's going to be easy to do is that all of you that are going to get involved, you are going to be the campaigners for this project. Tell me, if you become an ambassador, Yoruba ambassador in Glasgow, are you saying that when you meet other Yorubas in Glasgow, you're not going to tell them about what you are doing? Are you saying that if you're a member of a coordinator, a volunteer in London, are you telling me that when you go to that African shop and you meet other Yorubas there, you are not going to invite them to your next meeting? Of course you are never going to. You are going to invite them. So this is how you are going to get involved. This is not Mayegun. This is an idea. You need to buy it. You need to own it. And you need to make it happen. It is segmented. And you see, it is a structure. If we all play our part, every one of us, you will be surprised with what we can achieve in a space of a short time. Like I do tell every one of you all the time, I am a dreamer. And guess what? It seems that I'm not alone anymore. There are many dreamers all over the world. I've spoken with people, Yorubas. I'm talking about Yorubas who are actually they could continue to live their lives abroad. But now that they understand very well the rot that the Yoruba political criminals back home have dipped us into, and how much they have managed to segregate our people from reality, fiction from reality. So they have realized that they need to get involved. How? They just want a structure, a template. How can we do it, Mayegun? Tell us. The other people will develop it for you, Mayegun. And that's what I'm doing right now. I don't know all the answers, and I don't claim to know it. I don't claim to know them, but I have an idea, and I'm very confident enough to tell you them. And I am so happy enough that many of you have actually taken them in. Now, taking them in is not enough anymore. It is time for us to bring it to life. And all these complaints, we will no longer be complaining. Guess what? We will take over. We will take control, taking control in so many ways. The intention of this project is to ensure that the real Yoruba sons and daughters all over the world, no matter their background, they are interested in the safety, protection, security, development, progress of Yoruba land and Yoruba people. Now, that means a lot to so many of us. Nigeria continues to take that away from us. And if we don't push back, we are done for. Our children may never survive this. We are never going to be violent. Trust me. There are many ways to kill a cat. Are you following me? And in one of the ways to kill a cat, one of the ways is this. There is no violence. They will scamper if all of us do this together. And I believe we are going to do it. So our program involves bringing people on board. Put a system together. A system that as you are joining as a volunteer in your own city, in your own town, just have it at the back of your mind that every responsibility given to you is expected to be accountable. You are expected to be accountable. And I want to say this for those who understand what I'm saying. If you are given any role in any part of the world on this project, know this, you are replaceable. Mayegun is replaceable. What I am building with my team is transferable. If tomorrow I want to move on to something, again, I can easily transfer this to whoever we call a successor that will undo this for us. And that means what I'm building with my team is transferable. Mayegun is replaceable in this project. But you see, the structure we want to put in place, if everyone follows it, which we have no choice than to follow it, that is why everyone is replaceable. Are you with me? So the way we are putting it together, if you mess up in your role, you will know it. There is no fight. You will know that, man, I messed up. And our rule is so straightforward. It is not a fight. Once you mess up, you have to give way because you are replaceable. You will know it. You will see who are those who are going to replace you. And the mission continues. Like I said, we are ready to make mistakes. And as I've thrown out this idea, there are people who are better than myself, who are intelligent than me, who are brainier than me, who are much more like a deeper thinkers than me. I have thrown my own layman ideas out there. And guess what? They are already working on it. But instead of sending me messages, instead of you trying to reach me, Mayegun, call me. We are not going to do it that way, okay? We are going to do this in an organizational, structural system. That is why when you become a coordinator, our owner from the headquarters here in the UK, you are going to receive all the necessary documents, which will then make you register the same organization in your city. There is no need for you to have an account or anything. We are already creating a fund. That fund is what we fund our own activities. Now, let me take you back to Nigeria, the place where Yoruba land, the place where all of this will be happening in the next 2 months or 3 months. By the time everything is legally put in place, because we are working on that right now, I'm talking about the legal framework for all of this. This is big. This is huge. And it is a huge responsibility that from Mayegun to every one of us that's going to be part of this is a huge responsibility that you cannot afford to fail. This is no longer about Mayegun. This is a structure that will be so powerful, so effective in the cause of the mission ahead that it will be as powerful as you make it. So once we fix abroad, once we fix diaspora, once we have all of us and pick up our roles, once we have the data of all of us who are coordinators all over the world, reachable coordinator, known coordinators. Remember, the moment you sign up and you become a member, you are going to have access to other members. We are building a community. That's what we are building. We are building a community of Yorubas who are indeed genuinely interested in the Yoruba's affairs, Yoruba's future. We are interested. This is our future. And this is not something that will be decided for us by, men and women of the septuagenarians. I'm talking about 80 years old, 90 years old. Our future cannot be decided or determined by them. This is ours. We have so limited a time. For example, for somebody like me, I am just a 38 years old young man, and you know what? Maybe if I have so much energy and I live long enough, maybe I will have this so much energy for another 22 years. I've got just 22 years, man. 22 years when I will not be able to be this agile, you know what I mean? This kind of angry, who wanted to see something happen. So you that are younger than myself, if this is me inspiring you or getting to get you inspired enough, yeah, this is something we're going to do. It's your future. It's mine. It's our future. So back to Nigeria. By the time we are ready to go public, this fund is also going to be registered in Nigeria, just to pave way for the collaboration and the cover of so many other cover we are getting, which I'm not going to tell you yet. There are many covers that are already in the pipeline. I have already been speaking with some organizations as well who are so interested in this. And as time goes on, you will see them as well. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of organizations, there are people who represent organizations who are interested in what we are doing, and they want to make this the vehicle. This is the vehicle. Let's jump onto it. Let's make a visible difference in Yoruba land that will make it, that will not make it difficult, like you are speaking Panya when you are talking about Yoruba nation. In Yoruba land, it shouldn't be this difficult. The politicians, the religious crooks, the royal this and that, they made that happen. We can change all of that, and it's not going to be about just talking about it. It simply means we have to do it. So just this afternoon, some of my guys there, they sent me this, and I said I'm going to actually share that with you. So talking about the name, we are looking at changing the name from Yoruba Rescue Fund to Yoruba Rescue Team, Yoruba Rescue Squad, Yoruba Global Rescue Team, anything that comes to mind. But let me tell you something, the one that actually really sits well with me, if we ever change the name, it's going to be Yoruba Rescue Team. Do you get that now? And by the time we launch that, we are saying that you would have a chance, if you want to do it as a member, you will be able to make your own monthly contribution, which is a minimum of £1. I remember that people said we should stick to dollar, but somehow it will work well for us if we stick to pounds. You don't worry. Wherever you are all over the world, if you make your contribution, just know that if it is £1 you want to be contributing every month from Nigeria, that simply means it's going to be the exchange rate of whatever your exchange rate is. Presently, it's about 780 naira or 790 naira. So if you are making your own monthly contribution, it is possibly going to be 700 or 800 naira a month. So if you are making your contribution from America, your £1 sterling can be $1.20. And if you are making your contribution from here in Europe and you are spending euro, your own exchange rate may likely be £1, maybe £1.10, I don't know, maybe cent as well. I don't know what that is. Wherever you are, you can set your limit based on, you can manually do that too. You can make it a tenner, you can make it 20, whatever it is, it will all come down here in pound sterling. We believe that as this, the first stage, so the second stage of this project, when it becomes bigger enough, we will have the North America, the North America sector, or should we call it a branch? The North America will be headquartered in the United States of America or Canada, wherever you choose. There, as the people, wherever that is, it will be headquartered there, and there will be another possible linked, international account to our own central one at the end of the day. Like I said, all these are just to make your own contribution as little as you might want to make it, and it is voluntary. You don't have to make any contribution if you don't have the capacity to do that. Do you understand? Same thing to if you make your monthly contribution, if you go for that, we call it a direct debit here in the UK, and I bet that's what they call it everywhere as well. That is an agreed amount of what you wanted to contribute every month. Meanwhile, if you also feel like you need to do more, what you need to do is just to what? You need to go on and make your donation. You can do that anonymously as well. That is the plan. But you see, when all these come together, people brought the idea of what we call the, Oduduwa market back in Yoruba land. That's something bigger, right? There is also what we call the security intervention, which includes training and equipment at some point as approved, international standard, so to say. So we have a team of security experts who are also coming on board. So logistically, the reason why when we pull our resources together is that logistically, we can cater for every need of those who are going to volunteer to make this happen. A lot of things are coming. A lot of things are going on. But what we are doing right now is just to see how we can bring everything together, channel them to a direction, and monitor the progress and the growth. So wherever we are making mistakes, we can be learning from them. Wherever we are making progress, we can be improving on them. On and on and on, we can have a track record of this self-determination struggle, especially in Yoruba land. This is the intention. Now, back home, we've said a lot about the fund. We've said a lot about this, but what we haven't spoken about is the opportunity for those who are going to really, take out all these activities back in Yoruba land. Many of you are watching me right now, like I said yesterday. Many of you are watching me right now from Yoruba land, from Lagos, from Ogun, from Abeokuta, yeah, from Ondo, from Osun, from Ekiti, from Kwara, from Kogi, from wherever you are watching from right now. But you don't know that very soon, as those politicians are coming to your streets, they are coming to your city to come and lie to you again, to come and tell you that they have finally figured out the solution. They finally figured out what they can do to make your life better, as they did in 1999, 2003, 2007, 2011, 2015, 2019. They are about to do the same thing in 2023. As they are cooking their own lies there, we are bringing succor and truth to you so that you and us can sit down together and indeed talk about Yoruba nation, your future. Your future in this Nigeria is, do you have one or not? Right? So eventually, many of you watching me right now, you are also going to be volunteers too. You are going to be volunteers. Thousands of you across Yoruba land are going to work hand in hand with so many experts that are going to bring home this project. We are talking about a multi-million naira project. And we are talking about a project that is going to run into hundreds of millions of naira. I'm saying this so that you know what is coming. So you will know that the Yoruba Nation self-determination advocates, especially all of us in diaspora, we are not just talking. We mean business, and we need you too. So many of you are still going to register as volunteers too. Trust me, you are going to register, and we are going to make sure that you are well taken care of. because you are going to be the vehicle that will take this whole package, these whole messages. You are going to take them to your parents. You're going to take them to your family. You're going to take them to your communities. You are going to take them to your colleagues. You're going to take them to your different workplaces. You are going to take them to your schools. You will do that for us. Many of you are going to work with us, hand in hand with us, and we will take care of you handsomely. Thousands of you are already booked down for this, but the process of you being part of us is already being arranged as we speak. Many of you who don't understand what this Yoruba nation agitation and what have you is all about, we are going to make you understand, because you are going to get involved. And getting involved this time around is pretty much like a horse taking you away from these liars, from these deceivers, from these manipulators, from these fraudsters, from these regular faces of corrupt criminals, that you have no choice all the time than to choose between them, to choose from them, and then go back home and start praying for coming to God to please come and help you. We are going to be the answered prayer. Yes, Yoruba Rescue Team, with our Yoruba Rescue Fund, we are going to be your answered prayer. Many of you who don't understand what Yoruba Nation really means to you, we are going to make you understand. Many of you who are currently, against it, you are going to support it. Many of you who are currently like antagonizing it, and as much as campaigning against it, you are going to convert and be part of it. But how? We will let you know soon. So that's the intention. So many of you are also going to be positioned strategically all over the world. And this is going to be based on the trust of Omoluabi. Some said we should be careful of those who are going to infiltrate us. And I said, calm down. You know, it's a koto akeregbe. Only akeregbe lo ma juwe bi ti won ma fokun sí lọ́rùn ẹ̀. Sure, you get me now. The process is going to be pure. You don't need to know anybody. In fact, you are that person we want to know. Yes. Who can I talk to join? Hello, Mayegun. Who can I speak to? No. You don't have to know anybody. In what I'm talking to you about, if you understood my message very well, you don't need to know anybody. You are the person that everybody should know in that your city. Own it, keep it, defend it, breathe it, live it, and ensure that you protect it. That is exactly what the Spirit will be all about. So at some point, we are going to strategically appoint people who are also going to help us administer this whole worldwide arrangement and movement, so to say. Exactly. So we will always have Team Akeregbe trying to come between us. They call them infiltrators. They call them this and that. My people, don't fear what is not. Let infiltrators come. They will come and walk. That's why you need to have a structure. You need that structure, and you need those who understood the structure very well. Some said, Mayegun, you need to bring, you need to bring idea. People should swear to oath. I said, those things are just, don't worry. You see, when you build something that everybody knows that they have a role, to play, and in that role, you are replaceable, and just one single click can disarm every power you think you have. Imagine, let me put it this way. If you are a coordinator for us somewhere in any part of the world, and suddenly we realize that your ways are not pure, you are about to become shady. Let me say this to you. You will only do it once. Okay? So the structure we are putting in place will completely erase you from our platform within a twinkle of an eye. And from that moment, every kind of access you have in that role, every form of access you have will automatically become inaccessible for you. But you will still be a member because you are a Yoruba man or you are a Yoruba woman. The structure we are putting in place is that you will do it once. And there are procedures as well that are being put in place. That's why I said that legally, we are putting a legal framework together as I'm talking to you right now. This is global. So just know that we are safeguarding our interest, and this interest is the interest of the Yoruba people that we have decided to take to heart this time around. Don't worry yourself about anybody. People can do nonsense, and then probably get punished, and maybe they would like to make noise. Don't worry, all of that area is covered. You will know why you are going to get rid of. You will know it. You will know that it has happened, and most of the time, you will voluntarily say, "I'm stepping aside." That is the kind of strict, tight structure I am putting together. But I need your help to make it work. Which means if all of us do this with the real interest, it will be less trouble. It will be less what do you call it, complaints and all of that. Well, I hope that we are all going to play our role as usual, yeah? So my team sent me this earlier when we were still talking about Yoruba Rescue Fund, yeah? Yoruba Rescue Fund. So they came up with this idea again, which is more brighter this way, if you look at it this way. So as our logo, this is the design stage, okay? As our logo. Then they did a little bit of a description here, what this, whole thing is all about, okay? So the first one, which is the thick Y, yeah, that one that looks like V, and then a little bit of a transparent line down the line, yeah, and then the crest of, let me see that. Sorry, I'm trying to get closer. Yeah, you see that crest of Olokun, right? So my team decided to experiment with this. They said, look at this. The V, which is the letter Y, practically letter Y, or let me say technically letter Y. So is the initial text from the logo name, which is the Yoruba. So link with the invincible letter I, which is the Y that is invincible there, which makes the text Y plus I, which is, as it is, yeah. Then they have this, that transparent L or transparent I that join the V that makes that Y. It's also explained there. It says it's an indigenous, hang on. Yeah, says the crest is an indigenous representation of Yoruba land. They represent the abundance, fertility, wealth, healing, and what's that? Secure of life or security of life, sort of safety, and it's mysteries. All right. Sorry, I didn't read that right, by the way, but you can read it right. I couldn't. Anyway, so the idea is described on the screen there, and they were looking at, should we still make it fund, or should we just call it trust? Yoruba Rescue Team. And you can say, I am a member of Yoruba Rescue Team. As for the color, they are still playing about with colors, right? So, but when you look at that logo itself, imagine it on your shirt. Imagine it as a sticker on your car. Imagine that logo as a logo on your tea mug, or a logo on a car or a van, a logo on a plastic bag. Something like that. So I am going to open the line, and I'm going to seek your opinion on this, on what I've said so far. So our plans are so great and massive. But by the time we go public, eventually, you are going to find a place where you fit in, and you are going to work with us, and you are going to make this happen. Meanwhile, last night, we said that we should try and raise some money, which we did. And surprisingly, all of you, my friends, Omo Yorubas, Yomo Yoruba Tata, Adupel. So this is where I am going to switch to Yoruba now. I am glad I could do that long explanation, for both Yoruba speakers and non-Yoruba speakers. Everybody understood what I said, I believe, to some extent. However, I am going to switch to Yoruba now, because this point is where I want to take the message home, like I told you from the beginning. All right? You can still read the comments, maybe you can maybe you can also call in to chip in what you think is missing, and you can help us as well, because this is an open idea and we are doing great, as some people have been saying in the comments. So Kitty Beo, tó ẹyọmọ ìyá ẹyọmọ lúwàbí ẹyọmọ yẹmi ẹyọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi, èyí tá a sọkù lálẹ́ àná òun